Hey everyone, so today I want to go ahead and share with you my current biz strategy. This is geared because there has just been so many changes to my life, and being a perfectionist, obsessive, overachiever, overcapable person, I've had to really readjust how I do my business and how I approach the work that I do. So, the biggest key thing about the strategy is that it operates off of two principles. One, everything has to be automated and asynchronous as authentically as possible. And two, it needs to be easy, not busy. So that's the underlying principles that I have with my current biz strategy in this season of my life. Okay. So hopefully you could take some tips away from this if you find yourself in a season of paper cuts, or if you're just in a downtime, or if you need to just step back from your business in a significant way, but you still want to be a responsible business owner and you still want to feel like you're on top of your game. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Number one, I have really cornered the market, I feel, on this particular strategy or key piece of the strategy, which is qualifying my coaching clients a lot more carefully. Um, I'm a Pisces. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I want to help everybody. I don't want to gatekeep my generosity in any shape or form. But I have realized I can't help everyone, and it's not appropriate for me to help everyone in the world. One of the ways that this has shown up in my business is that I no longer coach um, brand new business owners or newbies or baby business owners, whatever whatever word you want to use there. I no longer coach business owners who are just about to launch or who just launched. I just felt like this was a key decision I had to make because there's such a different skill set to coaching when you're working with someone who's just starting in their journey versus clients who are, they're ready to start leveraging their content. They're ready to clean up and fix the parts of their sales funnel or their marketing machine, if you will, that's not working. I like to problem solve. I have a Virgo rising, so it's like I want to problem solve what's there. Plus, I recently discovered in my human design that I'm a generator, so I need something to respond to. So new business owners don't really have enough together or in place for me to respond to. And so I realized, okay, if I'm going to be coaching with someone and I'm going to be all up in their business, they need to be at a certain place in their business journey and in their development. So big thing across the board was to be so much more disciplined about qualifying those coaching clients, and definitely more carefully. And this isn't just when someone is, working with me in my implementation program. It's also changing the content that I put out there. So really having to relook at, lead generating ads, free resources, the content I share on my social media, on my newsletters, and of course in my podcast. So that was number one. I really had to get so much more tighter with who I really want to help and what problems I want to solve for those folks. Okay. Number two, this one is not going to be a shocker, but it's, being so much more aggressive. This sounds kind of, more aggressive or more focused or more disciplined when it comes to like automating, delegating, and just basically eliminating time consuming tasks. Like, just like, what is it that I need to get off my plate? Okay. And we hear this advice being preached a lot from all levels of business, especially when you start to make that transition from a 6 to 7 revenue business, or when you're trying to scale, or when you try to have multiple 6, 7 figure business revenue years in your business. You hear this a lot. Your time becomes money. And, this is now just like cemented into place, after having a very difficult personal season, this past spring. It's like, wow, I've really doubled down on this. And this is where that key principle of like automated and asynchronous as much as possible. But I still want it to be authentic. So what I mean by that is, the parts that don't really need me to touch it, I don't touch anymore. But, if I'm, coaching my clients, if I'm obviously recording a podcast, or writing an email, like that's still me. That's where I want my authenticity to come through, where you can really feel my energy. But copying and pasting blocks of text, uploading images, organizing things on the back end, I'm not doing that anymore. Okay, so I definitely recommend that if you really want to start to feel like you're getting your time back in your business, this is the place you really need to look at. Okay. So another thing, the third thing that I'm doing that's new for my business strategy is I'm planning my days better. And I don't mean like I'm packing things in and I'm trying to be super productive, even though that Virgo rising loves hyper productivity. It calms the anxiousness down and it helps, really settle down that polarity that Virgo can really come into when it's getting things done. What I mean is, I plan my days to have as much white space as possible. I look at my schedule and I'm like, what can I remove from here? Like, what is critical? What do I really want to fill my days with? Well, I don't want it to be filled with a bunch of time consuming tasks that I don't need to do. I don't want it to be filled with clients that I can't serve or it's not appropriate for me to work with. And I just want a lot of white space to account for life and for magic to happen. I have two small children, and there's a lot of magic and a lot of chaos that can come with there. So currently my working schedule is typically Monday through Wednesday. I do have a coaching call with my high-end my high-end implementation program members on Sunday. We have a nice little power up call on Sunday, and then Monday is a work day for me where I'm getting projects done. Tuesday is another coaching call day, and then Wednesday is kind of like a catch up. What did you not get done? And then Thursday through Saturday, it's just open. Like, I don't even have anything scheduled. I could be doing my laundry, I could be cleaning, I could be decorating, I could be decluttering, or we could be going to the pool or the park. I just love having wide open spaces now in my schedule. I have really learned to leave the cult of busy, and this was one of the places where it was very obvious I had left the cult of busy and had transitioned into easy. So again, that's where that one principle I mentioned at the top of the episode came from, easy, not busy. I want it to be easy that should something happen, I have the space in my schedule to respond to it. Whether it's an opportunity, let's go to the beach, let's just hang out and watch movies all day. Or, oh, hey, you know what? I think I want to start writing something interesting, or maybe I want to go take on a junk drawer somewhere. Like, I have the freedom and I literally have the space to do that. So for those of you who have been really trained to be on 24/7 like a convenience store, this part may be a little bit difficult and challenging to do. But I would recommend maybe looking at that. Just create white, open spaces on your schedule with nothing there. And then do your best to feel at ease with it. And it'll change your life. Okay. And the next thing is probably another hard thing, but had to be done, is really reviewing my prices. Again, I'm a Pisces. I don't want to gatekeep my generosity. I want to help everybody. And, but you can't give someone $100,000 of results in a $10 offer. It just won't work. There's just a huge canyon there to overcome, and it sets someone up to fail, right? I've learned this through experimenting with different types of free resources that I have on my website. Just different freebies, lead magnets, that I've tested, that were geared towards newbies, that were geared towards people ready to scale. And I've experimented. At this point, I think I've experimented with like something like 70 different types of lead magnets, just to see, hey, what's helpful, what's working, like what is a total, like just, a waste of time to put out there, right? And so one of the ways for me to qualify a client, and one of the ways to meet, to be able to serve at the highest level, to really be able to get those results that people are looking for, I've had to really review my prices and adjust them accordingly. And this could be really, really hard for many of us because, pricing, it has just such a huge number to it. We look and see what our competitors and colleagues are doing. We copy and paste. We pull a number out of thin air. We try to use the online calculator. And for the very rare few of you, some of you actually can like get it down to a penny, right? I'm not that cool. I wish I was. So reviewing pricing was critical to creating a business that was easy and not busy. And why that is because if someone came through my door and we had a conversation. Are they appropriate? Are they in the right place in their business? Do they want my help? Are they looking for the type of approach that I offer and that my process can give results for? If it's all yes, go, then it's like, okay, well, this is the exchange. It costs this much. And it's like, okay, are you ready? Yes or no? Can you invest? Yes or no? And then we're done. It makes it really easy to not take it personal. And it just makes all of the other parts of your business run smoother, because when you do actually have the cash flow and you feel like you're compensated for the service and the work that you do, when you're blessed, you bless others too, right? It comes out in other ways. So this one was a little bit trickier to kind of implement in this new strategy, but as my business mentor would say, the price is the price. So I've had to definitely review that and adjust some things, move some things around, take things apart from other offers, put them in different places, but everything is priced accordingly into the appropriate container. Okay, so I suggest if you're feeling a little bit of like a cash flow issue, reassess your pricing, reassess the results and the container you're putting it in and what that sticker price is. Okay, and then finally, which is this one's like it's like the simplest one, but the hardest, I think, out of everything that I've had to implement in my business right now, is to take care of myself. This is so hard to do. Like, oh my gosh, it is so hard to do. The author who wrote Stumbling Upon Happiness, and his name is Daniel, I'm totally forgetting his last name, but he wrote Stumbling Upon Happiness. Definitely recommend you read that book or listen to the audio. It's really great. He had this really great quote in there where it's like, humans are like the weirdest things ever, right? Like, we can literally predict our future, and we literally can say, if we do these things, this is the outcome. And if we don't do these things, this is a consequence. Like, we full well are aware of what's going to happen. And yet we either do it or we don't. Right. And I think taking care of yourself is one of those things that we can predict, like getting your water in, right? Being a little more active, getting your sleep, not eating food that that isn't the best for you, not continuing to be in situations where you're around toxic people or toxic environment, not choosing what's easy, what's best, and the right decision for you. Okay, because you're bowing down to like other people's expectations. So like, we know these things. And again, I hate saying this, but being a natal Pisces sun, I'm like a permeable membrane, super empathic, and I just feel everything and everyone, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And so I had to really learn, to be like, it's okay for me to put my priorities first, put myself first. And then becoming a mother really accelerated that process, because it became real apparent to me, especially when my children were newborns and I was breastfeeding, and you're it, right? Like, every 2 hours, every 90 minutes, and you're it. It's like, if I don't take care of myself, if I don't at least get a 15-minute nap in, if I don't drink water, if I don't shower, like, this whole ship is going down. Like, I can't be the best present mom I can be in that moment if I don't at least get 15 minutes of sleep, if I don't at least take care of myself in this way. And looking back at those journal entries, it was just like, wow. And what I mean, journal entries are just like scribble words of like nonsense of like, oh my God, I need help, I'm drowning, I need sleep. Like, that was pretty much a journal entry, like an actual one I had with my last child. So, the bar for taking care of ourselves, like for most of us, is that it's just so low or even non-existent. But when you take care of yourself, you are able to take care of the people that you care about. You're able to take care of the projects that you need to complete. You're able to do the things that you really want to do when it comes to showing your big purpose or living out your big purpose. So it's so important, and when we're running a business, oh my gosh, it's even more important, and the taking care of myself also played in part to the principle of being, automated and asynchronous. Like, if I'm sick, I'm not able to meet a commitment, I am going to feel bad. So I need to do the best I can to be as healthy as possible. Of course, having children, life will throw curveballs at you and you got to go with it. But it's really important to, really take care of yourself, because you are your first client. You are the heart and soul of your business, and, this is your life. You get to choose, how well you take care of yourself, right? So self-kindness, maybe for some of you, maybe that's the better word, is just being kinder to yourself. So these are the 5 strategies. These are the 5 things that I have implemented, as the core pieces of my new business strategy, going forward. Just I hope this gives you some really good ideas on how to run your own business. And I'm going to tell you, since really solidifying these pieces in my business and practicing them, right? Because it's not about it's set and it's done and it never moves. Business is very dynamic, just like you. Um, I have just seen so much more satisfaction in the work that I do. I'm so much more focused. I even want to say disciplined, which is really rough to say for a water sign, because the discipline's like a bad word for us. And the other aspect is I've actually made more money because I'm so much more focused on the things that are priority and really matter. I have seen just like an increase in my revenue because I'm not distracted by shiny objects, and I'm getting so good at saying no. So hopefully these help you. If they do, let me know. You could go ahead and email me at support@thebusinessmystic.com, or you could go ahead and make a comment if you see this on social media, or if you get it in an email, reply back. So I hope you take care, and we'll talk soon. Okay, bye.